Ms. Xueling.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I rise to support the motion. We have heard from the ministers why deliberate online falsehoods is a global problem. I would like to argue that Singapore, as an international, multi-ethnic, small and open country, faces the issue of deliberate online falsehoods even more acutely than others. We have one of the highest levels of internet penetration in the world. The ministers have both mentioned it. 77% of Singaporeans are active social media users, placing us third globally in terms of social media penetration. These are actually strengths. We have an active, well-read, and inquisitive population. We have ready access to information across borders, across time, across languages. We are not barred from accessing information. We can read and write all sorts of things online. But these very strengths can also be used against us when we face the onslaught of online falsehoods. We are a small, densely populated nation. We are also multiracial and multi-religious. Everything that the world faces, we can face here in a quicker time with a nearer striking distance. Given how small we are, falsehoods can spread online in seconds, reaching a large segment of population and causing great inconvenience to everyone. Let me give you an example. When false news of the roof collapse at Waterway Terraces 1, which is in my ward, broke, I was on the phone in seconds, calling up the town council, calling up my grassroots leaders to rush there as soon as they can while I drive there from another part of town. The false news was taken down in half an hour, but many things happened within that half an hour. SPF, SCDF dispatched vehicles and manpower. Residents congregated at the scene. Other residents texted to say that they were rushing home. And even after the news was taken down, to play safe, I still mobilized the town council to go around and check for cracks on walls. So this might be someone's idea of a joke, but it wasn't a very efficient use of time and resources. Because of how small Singapore is and how connected we are, we can mobilize quickly to respond to situations. In the example that I just provided, everyone was rushing to the scene to provide help. But what if our speed and proximity instead ended up harming us? Recently, in Wichita, Kansas, an innocent man was shot dead by the police after pranksters called the police to say that he had shot one of his family members and was holding the rest of them hostage. The police SWAT team responded quickly and in force, went down to his doorstep and shot him dead at his doorstep, all because of false information. It is also not altogether unimaginable if online falsehoods on a financial institution were put up, leading to a bank run, or if someone wanted to agitate foreign workers in Singapore and put up something to say that Singaporeans had bullied them. Repeated instances of deliberate online falsehoods can also have costs, as it can lead to a cry wolf syndrome, whereby when a real emergency strikes, no one reacts because everybody is accustomed to thinking it is false news. In recent months, several countries, Germany, France, the UK, Ireland, have moved quickly to protect themselves by enacting laws to limit fake news and punish purveyors and websites who either disseminate or fail to take down fake news. Foreign agents and organizations have been identified as seeding fake news to attack these large countries. We should not think that we are immune to this. Rivalry between states have existed since time immemorial. Singapore, though small, is a key player in ASEAN and a keynote for trade, finance, and communications. Foreign powers, to advance their interests in the region, may seek to manipulate Singapore from within through the seeding of deliberate online falsehoods, injecting ideas, narrowcasting to groups split along racial, religious, or along ideological lines. Such insidious actions can polarize our society, erode the middle ground, and destabilize us. How then do we tackle this? Do we take a big stick and censor all information online? That would be akin to throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Our openness and access to information is one of our key strengths, and has played a key role in creating a thriving and international city out of Singapore. Do we legislate laws to tackle online falsehoods? It sounds reasonable to penalize those who choose to act irresponsibly and deliberately spread online falsehoods, and to create safeguards to ensure that that does not happen. But where do we draw the lines? How do we distinguish those who knowingly create or spread online falsehoods from those who are just expressing their opinions? How do we ensure that legislating laws to tackle online falsehoods will not end up impeding our right to free speech? Or as part of the solution, also to encourage greater media literacy in our citizens so that they can discern truth from falsehood, and working with technology companies to use algorithms to distill facts from fiction. I worry about relying solely on the efforts of companies to self-regulate or putting the onus of responsibility on citizens to discern truth from falsehood. Because if that alone were enough, we would not see online falsehoods proliferating and affecting so many countries worldwide. That said, I believe the motion proposed by Minister to have a select committee examine and report on the problems posed by online falsehoods and various ways to tackle them is a worthwhile step forward. The problems posed by online falsehoods with its wide ramifications across all sections of society, rapid speed of transmission, and seriousness of disruption to security, financial stability, and religious harmony are all serious enough to warrant convening a select committee. I am supportive of the broadly drafted terms of reference. They reflect the fact that the select committee will be considering all options fairly and objectively. I would, however, like to ask the Minister how the select committee will be organized, how views will be sought, and how the public can participate in the process. I think it is important that there is, 1, a thorough discussion of the problems posed by deliberate online falsehoods. 2, that the process is inclusive so that representations can be received from all sectors and stakeholders, and we benefit from their opinions and breadth of knowledge. 3, that there is ample time for questions to be asked and clarifications provided. 4, that all options are considered and the recommendations are something that Singaporeans can read for themselves and consider for themselves. This should be a study that the government, Singaporeans, and companies embark on together to find solutions to combat deliberate online falsehoods. Many countries worldwide are already doing so. Mr. Speaker, in Chinese, please. 联合早报读者通过公众投选，选择了“恐”字来总结2017年。这并非偶然，因为去年全球发生多起恐怖袭击事件。除了恐怖袭击以外，其实还有一种武器也能造成社会惶恐不安，也能摧毁社会凝聚力。这种武器更阴暗，有更长远的杀伤力，却常常被人们忽视，那就是假新闻。假新闻能在瞬间大面积传播，成为社会的重要隐患。我在我的选区榜额就亲身见识过假新闻。当时一条新闻传出来说，我们的一个政府组屋顶坍塌了。虽然这条新闻在半小时后被删除，但就在这短短的半小时里，我们看到公共安全部门赶紧派出车辆和人员去现场提供支援。假新闻导致了公共资源的浪费，这些资源本来可以用在更需要他们的地方。大家可以想象，如果这条假新闻不是关于屋顶坍塌，而是关于银行信用问题呢？如果储户或投资者看了假新闻，跑到银行挤兑，从而引起银行倒闭，那就会造成真正的资金损失。人为的假新闻既不利于经济的运行，也不利于人民的生活。现在还出现了一个新词汇，叫做后真相政治。后真相政治用来形容当客观现实已不再重要，而局面已被群众情感所主导。 牛津字典把后真相政治誉为2016年的关键词，可见在国际上这种情况已经迅速蔓延。假新闻呢，就是煽动群众情感、制造后真相政治的最主要工具。假新闻可以针对社会中的某一群体、某一种族进行特别的宣传，灌输种族和宗教的理念，催化极端思想。这种潜移默化的影响有可能会导致社会分化，影响社会稳定。新加坡虽然小，但却是亚细安国家的重要成员，是东南亚贸易、金融和交通的重要节点。为了实现在东南亚地区的利益，外国势力有可能会通过这些手段试图操纵新加坡。我们看到，国际上已经有人开始利用互联网技术干扰别国的政治，他们往往拥有强大的资源，在互联网科技上也非常的先进。他们可以通过制造假新闻，激怒别国的民众，引发别国的内乱，甚至影响别国政权的更换。新加坡应该特别提高警惕，避免这些行为得逞。对于恶意的假新闻，我们不能等着被愚弄、被伤害，我们需要建立我们自己的防范体系。世界上许多国家都面临着同样棘手的问题，至今没有很好的解决办法。我们不能把监管的责任完全留给私人企业，靠他们自律，因为可能有人就是在通过制造假新闻而盈利。我们也不能把责任推给民众，让他们自己判断什么新闻是真的，什么新闻是假的，因为这是不负责任的。假新闻可以一触即发，为了防范假新闻造成的危害，我们应该考虑对此立法。但如果我们要立法，一定要非常的谨慎，我们不能因此剥夺公民自由言论的权利。公民的自由言论必须受到法律的保护。因此，我支持部长关于建立特别委员会的建议，讨论应对网络假新闻的各种方法。我希望特别委员会能广泛听取各方面的意见，让公众能参与到讨论的过程中来，让各行业的代表也能参与讨论。同时，我们也需要足够的时间提问并讨论问题。最终，我希望我们能找到一个解决方案，为了新加坡的利益，为了新加坡人民的利益，由新加坡人民共同讨论，而得到一个切实可行的解决方案。With that, I support the motion. Thank you.